Hi, this is Natalie Whipple with Friday the 13ers, and this week I have chosen a truth. It comes from Kayla, and I wrote it down because it's a little long and I wanted to make sure to get the wording right. So she asks, much of YA fiction has a clear good versus evil conflict, with characters lined up on each side. If good guys have to do bad things, they do so generally with good intentions. My question, how gray can an author make her major characters before the YA novel stops being entertainment and starts reminding readers of homework? Well, Kayla, actually, my answer is pretty short and sweet. I think you can get as gray as you want. There's a ton of YA that goes from really light to really, really dark, and not just with villains, but with the main characters. So with that in mind, I thought I'd show you a few examples of books I love that have gray characters in them. So I'll start with paranormal books. The first step for me would be Paranormalcy, one of my favorites. This is a really light-hearted book at some points and a very dark book at some points, but one of my favorite gray characters would be Reth. He is a fairy whose intentions are very unclear, and I love that about him. Another one of my favorite series in paranormal is Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins, and um, I love this one. It's funny and light, but there's still great characters like Archer, um, to name one. And then there is also White Cat by Holly Black. Castle, the main character, is a bookie and he's not done great things in his life. He comes from a family who is in crime. His mom's in jail. He does some things that are pretty questionable. Okay, moving on to contemporary. I probably should make this quicker, but Flash Burnout by L.K. Madigan. Make sure we can see that. One of my favorite books of all times, and the main character, Blake, is a really great character. He makes some choices that are not so awesome. But at the end, I think it's such a great lesson and really one of my favorites ever. And then The Secret Year by Jennifer Hubbard. Um, Loved this book, but again, the main character is a boy who has had a secret relationship with a girl for a year, and then she dies, and he has to like mourn her in secret, and he doesn't make good choices either. He kind of does some not so great things, and I think it's very gray but very real and great. And Jennifer's next book just came out. Try Not to Breathe. I'm so excited. I just got it today, and I expect the same awesomeness from this one. You can't talk gray YA characters without covering dystopian, which I think is full of grayness and gray characters and pushing the envelope when it comes to choices. We can't talk dystopian without talking The Hunger Games, of course. I think Katniss is one of the most gray main characters out there. Of course, we see her choices through her eyes, so they all look noble, but when you pull back, she really only makes a few admirable choices, like to save her sister and to take care of Rue's funeral. But other than that, I mean, she's making some pretty selfish decisions at times and doing other things that we might not see as good. And then I just got this book today, so I have to plug it because I'm really excited to read it. Partials by Dan Wells. He talked at his signing expressly about making characters gray. He talked about how all characters have the ability to believe that they're doing the right thing, and everybody in this book, he said, believes that they're doing the right thing to save the human race. Whether they are or not is really up to the reader. So I could go on and list so many more books, but I think you get the point that there's a lot of gray in YA, and I don't even really think that you have to look very far, and I don't think you have to be afraid of tackling gray characters or gray subject matters. Actually, I think that that's what a lot of people love about YA. Gray is what makes a book entertaining to me, not homework at all. It makes things interesting and compelling, and I say go as gray as you want to go, and you'll be able to find a place in YA. The end.